Hello YouTube, I just got out of the shower, as it probably appears. Hair's all wet. Water off myself. But anyways, in today's video I just felt like giving my opinion once again. And for some reason I just wanted to talk about how the modern web browsers of today are pretty much foundational because of Google Chrome. Like, Google Chrome is at the heart of the modern web browser. Even though Google Chrome is just one of many modern day web browsers. But all the other ones, I guess it should say almost all the other ones, are basing their own web browsers on the same engine that Google Chrome invented, like including Microsoft Edge. Now, there are certain features that the other ones will customize, but they're still using Google Chrome's open sourced engine for a web browser. You know, like I tend to just, this is just a matter of personal opinion, but I tend to prefer Microsoft Edge over Google Chrome, even though Microsoft Edge, just like a lot of other web browsers, is essentially just copying Google Chrome's engine, which is openly sourced, and then customizing it in some way. Like, the thing that I kind of like about Microsoft Edge over Google Chrome, I mean, they're both good, of course, and they're both pretty similar, but like, it saves web browsing data without needing to sign into the web browser, and because of that one thing, I tend to just go for that one instead, even though it's still technically, that web browser exists only because of Google Chrome's engine. They thought of it first. But I mean, I just wanted to give credit where credit is due, and Google is the one that founded the modern day web browser, essentially. And then other ones that came after that were kind of just going from there, like customizing it a little bit and then making it something different, but it's based off of the inventors of the modern web browser. Another interesting thing I learned was that the large language models, AI answering machines, basically. Well, not an answering machine as in you call someone up, it goes to voicemail. You know, that's a little outdated, but yeah, large language models that answer questions, that was also invented essentially by Google. Because, like, all the other ones, similar to the modern web browsers, are kind of like basing their own customized version of a large language model on what Google invented first. And speaking of that, when you compare different large language models, Google Gemini seems to have the biggest of all context window sizes. In other words, it can handle the most texts per response, or even just remember past conversations better than other large language models. And it also uses less resources per response in comparison to other large language models. You know, like less water and power per response. But it also can go significantly more in depth per response as well. And also, all other large language models are built from what Google thought of first, in the same way that the modern web browser is. So when I really kind of like, the only reason I came up with this in the first place was because I started to think, like, okay, you got different web browsers, you got different large language models, which one is the best? Well, it kind of depends on what you're looking for, because there are various customized versions of what Google thought of first. But if you think about it, who's the one that invented all these? Well, it would be Google. And when you compare it, I mean, their large language model can handle more text than other ones. Those other large language models are basically just customized versions of what Google thought of first, in the same way that the modern web browser is. You know, I mean, a lot of times I just use Microsoft Edge because it will save browsing data without needing to save or sign in, I mean. Whereas with Google Chrome, it'll say like, you want guest mode or do you want to sign into your Google account? That's no problem, but it's just like, I don't know, do I have to sign in just to save my browsing data? With Google Chrome, you do, but then again, Microsoft Edge, just like any other modern web browser, is basically just a customized version of what Google thought at first. So I just like to take a moment in this YouTube video to give credit where credit is due. As a matter of fact, do you know that YouTube is owned by the same company that also owns Google, known as Alphabet Incorporated? And if you don't believe me, just Google it. Have a good day.